Now Shorty's had some issues in the past. His feet are coming around. Shorty's hind feet look more or less like George. But see this right here? See how they look different right there? From there down on both feet, and from there up is better. Or is he more uniform? It looks more like the back. Yeah. So he's had some inflammation here, and he's had some problems, but this was up here 6 months ago. So it's all grown out without any more incidents of inflammation. So when that gets off, his whole foot should look, as far as the face and how it looks, better. And so what's the hoof wall down here, when this part gets to the ground, it'll be tighter, connected to the foot, and in better condition.
What causes that inflammation?
I don't know, 6 months ago, I think that's January. So if we had some frozen ground, ran around on the frozen ground, when the day before it was wet and muddy, so their feet are real soft, and then they run around on the frozen ground, they can get bruised, and the feet get hot. You know, it's like having a bruise, just the same thing as us. If you get a big bruise, it gets hot, right? Same thing happens, so it inflames the feet, and then you get those kind of growth rings. This is almost the same as George, just a month. Right, so his frog's a little long here, and it's starting to get, he's got enough contact on the frog, it's starting to get pushed over to the side here. His bars are a little long, but the rest of his foot really is not much to do. So the frog is really soft anyway. So if it gets a little bit long, especially at the apex here where it's real narrow, it'll start to get pushed to the side or flattened out. So straightening that out again a little bit. Seeing this separation here is directly related to that ring. Right, so where that ring comes around, it stops about right here, and that's where this starts. Like I said, when the hoof wall grows out here and you get past that ring on the outside, the separation where all this dirt and garbage is in should go away.
So ideally, right, that wall is one solid piece.
Well, that wall is here.
Mm-hmm.
The connecting tissue is the white line. That's what's degraded and not holding it in anymore. So it lets dirt and rocks and things get between the two layers because it's soft. It's like what's like what's underneath your fingernail, or your nail bed. Right, soft underneath there. It's relatively the same for these guys. It's the softer material. So if their hoof wall is not connected really well and tight, then they get some flaring and pulling, and if you don't maintain their feet, well, this can chip and break and pull off, and it'll break way up the foot. A lot of times. So maintaining these kind of things a little more often when they have these sort of issues a little bit is the way they grow out faster without all those issues. Sorry, I got to turn around. I'm right-handed, so I got to do this.
That's fine.
I'll be turning right around the other way here in a second. Hey, Shorty bub. See, but I got a really long arm, see, so I'm trying to get in here and I'm running into him and I bug him and gets him upset, so I just turn around the other way. But, for a little tune-up for a month. Okay. So his frog is actually starting to peel up here already. You know, it's a little bit overgrown here, and it's actually pushed to the inside, just like the other one was pushed to the inside. You know, gotten a little bit long, so it's starting to get. That's, you know, they start pushing it off to one side or flattening it out because they're walking on it. So I just need to trim off the excess there. See, so that's in the concavity of the foot. I should have showed you before. My knife would have been sitting on top of it and rocking around. So you keep that down in the concavity of the foot, and it's not protruding out. When it starts to protrude out the bottom, that's when they start to smash it. You know what they normally do to wear it off. They smash it down and it breaks off and flakes off. And normally just don't let things go that far along, because you know, for a horse that's being used, it just causes other trouble.
Can you say something about the bevel that you put on there and how you know how to do it?
So I'm bringing in the wall, trying to make it all a uniform shape around there, same width as wall all the way around the foot. And then, I mean, this would be a great way to leave it if the horse was jumping or working on grass or some kind of slick surface where they could, this nice sharp edge here, especially on grass, would cut into the grass and gives them a good grip on the ground. But if that's not what's going on, then putting a little bevel around. So I'm just taking that, I'm kind of rounding this corner, not leaving that nice and sharp. And with a horse that's got some separation, especially, you know, like he does here around his toe, when they put their foot down, if they sink in, they will not here on the hard ground, but like out in the pasture or the sand or anything that they could make a footprint in, the ground around it will tend to hold the foot together rather than pull it apart, because the bevel is into the foot. So when they sink down into it, the ground here, you know, they have to push the ground out to make a print. So then that acts on the foot to stay together rather than flake it and break it off. Right? He doesn't have a lot of, he has concavity in his foot, but his feet are a little bit shorter than Georgie, height-wise, from the hairline here to the ground. See, so his frog is getting really flattened out. It's taking up a lot of space there in the middle of his foot. His frog actually isn't that wide there. See, when you trim that off, there's a lot more concavity to the foot that you can see. I'm not trimming it excessively, I'm just taking off what's been flattened and it kind of mushrooms over. Right, there's the width of the frog, and as it grows up, if it gets really protruding too much, then it will either get like the front feet get pushed off the side, or in this case, it just mushrooms over. So the sides start to get flattened off and really start to cover up, you know, clear over to here. And that's what traps junk in that groove there. So they don't clean, they can't clean their own foot out. You know, just walking around movement should clean out all, you know, the mud or rocks or poop or whatever should fall out of there. The foot has enough flexibility that it should be able to do that, but when the frog overgrows that area, it gets stuck in underneath it and it can't operate like it's supposed to. There was a time when you couldn't hardly touch this guy's feet, so he's come quite a ways. That time I show up to do something, no matter what barn I'm at, the wheelbarrows have to start going and the feet come. Somebody's got to be doing something.
Someone's got to be filming behind the horse.
Yeah, yeah, that always
Some
helps.
strange shape there.
Anyway, so I'm concentrating more at the toe, and he's high on the inside and a little bit high at the toe. So it's still just a maintenance trim, but it's a little bit different kind of maintenance trim for what he's got going on compared to the last horse. Same things apply, it's just a little more in one area than the other compared to what I was doing on George. Where he's a little bit funny about his hind feet, you know, don't just try and wherever he's okay with them is fine rather than getting an argument with him. As long as I don't have to do any major trimming, but that rasping and that I can pretty much do wherever. He's yawning and having his thoughts about the whole deal. I don't remember what I have to do there. Comes the wheelbarrow. Yep. Right on time. Pick up the foot and wheelbarrow rolls by.
How long have you been trimming horses?
I started in 2003, so 13 years. Long enough to see things go really wrong and have to figure out why. And then how to trim in a way that that didn't happen again. See now, so his right hind here, the whole toe is quite a bit higher and longer than, see, and he's worn this off. See, I don't know if you can see that, but where I got been rasping this off here, he's been wearing on this corner here. So he's been wearing that, he's been either dragging that toe, you know, it's a way that in movement, if they start getting long, they will start to wear off their own feet in some pattern that, you know, that area of the foot shouldn't be there. So they're dragging it off or wearing it off. You know, they start to fix it up on their own. little bit more there. The rasp has a little more of an issue with. See, but where that was, where he was wearing that off his own, I've got the rest of the foot coming right around to that spot. So. Okay. Phew. Georgie. Not so bad.
He was yawning and putting his lip up in the air and sticking his tongue out like almost the whole time we were doing his hind feet.
Yeah.
So
Wait till Jim gets here. There's a whole program of moving their hind legs around to get some releases that's what it will produce.
yeah, that was amazing to watch what was going on in his mouth while you were working on his hind feet.